Welcome to a race without prizes. Can you imagine that? Sim Racing Club, GT3 Challenge, GT3 Endurance Championship even. Trying for 3 hours at Silverstone, and yeah, 10 minutes to go until qualifying. Let's see where we can get. Not too much practice, not exactly
radio check.
Not exactly GT Pro level practice, but we know the car.
Car approaching.
We know the track,
most
used track in rF2.
Blue flag.
So you should know where I'm going, but
Left side, clear left.
I expect a BMW to win this race, to be honest. You might think that the Corvette is the overpowered car to have, but not over 60 minutes. It has the typical Air Factor 2 tire temperature problem, so
okay, Ricardo,
after a few
10
laps,
minutes to go. That's 10 minutes left.
it will melt away, so it will be interesting. The Monaco guys seem up to speed, maybe a few guys more, so it won't be easy for sure. But yeah, although it's not the most serious race, I don't have any auxiliary chat open to answer to your questions during the driving, so yeah, when it's race time, then I'm racing. And yeah, the race is 3 hours. We do 3 stints, because the GT3s can do exactly 1 hour basically. And I will do the first and last stint, and Hany will do the second one. Then I will have a quick rest, but I will keep the stream going, stream the broadcast or something. Yeah. The grid itself is very big, so it's nice, full grid. Yeah, the top, let's say, top 5 to top 10 are worthy of GT Pro, I guess. It is the first split of challenge. So yeah, can't make any mistakes. The prize pool is still unannounced. Sometimes in Sim Racing Club they share the entry fee, so some motivation. One difficult thing with this track is that the real road is so narrow and heavy. If you put the wheel outside of the grip, you are lost. It makes it also very hard to race.
Evening all. So we move into quali in about 5 minutes. I've had a couple of questions. You can escape during qualifying, so it's not like VC where you're not allowed to. You can use escape during qualifying as it's only a 20-minute private qualifying session. Thanks.
I'm not feeling too comfortable in this car on this track. Actually, race trim is better.
That was a 1:56.71.
For one more.
Disabled.
This car barely turns out of the box.
Exit looks clear.
Wasn't supposed to drive this in the first place. I had no interest to register here, but since Hany is driving race room and Yuri is driving something iRacing, then here I am, a good teammate. Try not to get beaten by Mitchell Hoyer or one of the drillers. Borja I can be beaten by, that's okay.
All right, Ricardo, 5 minutes to go, 5 minutes left.
User joined your channel.
Hey.
Can you hear me?
Extremely quietly. It was the same earlier today. I turned the volume to 200 and see what I can do here.
I don't hear you. I hear you on the stream, but don't hear you on TeamSpeak.
I will fix it in a moment. Yes. No. And in 56.5 is possible, easy.
That's the end of the session, P1.
What about now?
Yes.
Yes, yes. Sunlight is so different, and now you see the real road differently as well, and then you miss the corners. That didn't feel fast at all.
That was a 1:56.72.
Slow. Huh?
What I should have chosen the BMW for GT3, another Corvette.
Yeah. Erhan with 256 though. I mean 55. If this was GT Pro. No idea where that rear grip is disappearing. crap. Weak.
The lap was a 1:56.5.
You're going too deep for that final braking.
Yeah, I can see. But how do I not do it?
Start braking on the curb.
Yeah. Through it all the way. I have no references. fuck?
Login disabled.
Don't listen to me, your field of view is completely different than mine.
Nah, your point is correct. I'm just lost. So weak.
That was a 156.52.
Need to get some sugar.
3-2. Well done.
Was.
Alright, remember track is closed door. We have a briefing in this one prior to the race, so please return back to pits for briefing. So first part, voice test. Just post it in here.
It's not a closet, Nico. It's a
Alright, cool. So we've got the first step out of the way.
simracing
Alright,
studio.
so welcome to round one of the simracing club GT3 endurance series. We're here at Silverstone. A couple of points we'll go over for the briefing. We've got the race start. So for those who aren't familiar with VEC, we have the race start is controlled by the game. So it'll be go when it sort of says to roll off the line, maintain double file on pit speed limiter. You can come off the pit speed limiter to close up the gaps, but then go back onto your pit speed limiter. As we're approaching the start finish line, the game will call green flag. When it calls green flag, that is the point of race start. So don't stay on the pit limiter to the start finish line or anything like that. Begin racing when it calls the green flag. Now there's one thing though with that, is make sure that you do not overtake the car in the row ahead of you. So someone beside you, yep, race them to the line, not a problem, but don't overtake the row ahead. Okay, otherwise the game will give you penalties. So next point, blue flags. So there is a varied level of drivers in this series. Yeah, we've got a good mix, which is nice. It's good to see some new teams coming in, plus we've also got the experienced teams in the series. So there will be times when people are getting lapped. So as you're all the same class, you do have to respect the blue flags. But just remember, overtaking cars, do not be too aggressive. If you take somebody out and you're IIR'd, odds are you'll get penalised for it. But cars being lapped, just as important for you. Make sure you be predictable. Holding your racing line is better, and lifting off as you come into a corner or something along those lines definitely is the better option. If you feel you do need to move offline though, make sure you do it well in advance. Don't just cut across right as they're behind you, because they're thinking, right, I'm going to overtake this guy on the left. You move to the left and all hell breaks loose. So stay on the line as much as possible. It's much better to lift and just let them go past that way, as opposed to trying to get off the racing line. But if you need to, make sure you do it well and truly in advance. All right, pit exit line here. It will be reviewed. Silverstone's one of those ones that it's quite easy to not think and just move a bit to the left and clip that line as you go past. So just make sure, stay to the right, do not cut across the line on pit exits. It will be a busy pit exit line. We'll have at least 2 runs of pit stops. So just be aware of that, people exiting the pits and cars on track, and do not cross that line. Weather, live weather, depends where you go to. In AccuWeather says 89 minutes it's going to rain. Other places are saying it's going to be sunny, so just be prepared that you may get some wet weather. But yeah, maybe we'll get a dry race. Should be good regardless. Okay, live penalties won't really be a thing. My preference is definitely for IIRs to be done and for a proper stewards review to happen if there is any incidents. So yeah, don't send the incidents, basically just do an IIR afterwards. And that just about covers it. Enjoy the race, have fun. Thank you all for signing up. I'm really looking forward to this series. And yeah, from there, any questions, let me know. Otherwise, pit lane is open and you can do your warm-up.
Yeah, then you're right. I have weakness for Macedonians. Warm up. Yeah, okay, I'll do 1 lap. Let's see how a heavy car feels like. But yeah, considering this starting method, might as well be on pole. I think I'm on the inside. Let's see. Let's see how well a driller can keep his tires.
Looks like you're clear on the pit exit. We need to get
This
some
would be
heat
the
into these
default
brakes.
Borja 4, and on 5th one you get a penalty. I'll double check to confirm though.
Borja.
Five minutes remaining.
Yeah, the race setup handles much better than the quali setup. Always the case with this Corvette. good, man. Just have to not miss any apex. Not waste the tires and stay on the track and we will win. Right. Pusta.
Checked, and it's actually 3 cuts will be a penalty. So, yeah, careful of the lines there. 3 cuts
Left
will be a
side,
penalty.
clear left.
Harsh. Yep, that's enough. Warm up. Any warm? Hey, Alistair. No cussing. I will allow it for now, but add permitted term. Fuck cunt. The real warm up I need is for my body, not for the car. If I'm sitting for this long time, I better be not sitting before the race. I wish I could drive standing or squatting. Or walking.
That's 2 minutes left. 2 minutes. No, it's there to cover up something else. It's not there to be shown. You can see 1, 2, 3 predators on the screen already. You don't need a 4th one. But in case you don't know, I'm powered by Predator. Please buy Predator stuff. Predator PC is the best. Extreme cooling. Predator. Erhan, how did the race room go? Nice job. Okay, let's race this sim racing club race. What is this Timothy guy gonna do in the start? Let's look at him in the face. That's the end of the session. P11.
What will he do? Will he race me hard? Does he want to beat me at all costs? Will he cut me off?
Will he drive with traction control 0? More like 3.
Attention grid, will all non-essential personnel leave the grid now?
I don't know which one of you to listen to. Oh, what's this? I would have almost refueled 100 liters.
Locking disabled.
I have a huge blind spot. Like where he is now. Huge. But yeah, I'm on the inside, this will be good. I will just stay flat. I didn't watch what the damage multiplier is. If it's less than 100, then you can race like race room. But yeah, I need to figure out something for the next GT Pro race. You can't see it in the stream, but the whole A pillar is a blind spot for my ultra wide, and yeah, it takes a while until the car appears in the mirrors as well, so just relying on the crew chief, but if I can't see how far the guy is, then anyway, what is this formation lap? What's the pace? Is it speed limiter dictated? It seems quite random. And Jacob said that you get a penalty when you overtake the car in the front row, but not if it's the same row. So I can basically send it. Rather not risk that. These are the guys that will have to block Borja. Oh, tight squeeze. I feel more comfortable in the GT Pro formation laps, which are manual, where the crew chief tells you somebody's alongside you all the time. I have the opponent volume too low. I can't even use stereo sound with my Predator headphones to identify the enemies. Scenario 7. I know it will be across the finish line.
Good luck.
Thanks.
Green flag.
Floor
Go,
8,
go, go.
car left.
Shit.
Still there. He's still there. Hold your line. He's still there. On your left. Still there. Clear left. Car left.
Mitchie, please.
He's still there. Still there. Hold your line. Still there.
Oh
Still
no.
there.
3 wide.
3 wide, you're on the right. Car left.
Fuck off.
Clear left. Left side.
Left suspension
left.
damage.
Car left. Hold your line. Clear left.
Great.
We'll come to code 80 in 10 seconds.
What?
5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Code 80.
Bunch of noobs, man. A lot of damage.
It doesn't pull, but I can kind of feel the left front suspension, like stiffness is different or something. It shows up as dark blue, but I don't know. Let's see. I didn't do any corner properly. Fucking hell, 3-hour race. And I have to do it like that. Doesn't show the damage in the pit menu though. So maybe it's
Yeah, I
fine.
think there is a bug.
Mm.
The lap was a
Look at these loops.
2:57.40.
I have no idea why are we even at code 80. What's this? It's not VEC. Let's just race.
Code 80 like in 5 seconds.
Shit. I don't care about the millimeters. Alistair. Also, these guys are taking it too seriously. They are scrubbing off a tiny bit.
Come back to green in 10 seconds. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Green flag.
User joined your channel.
That was a 2:44.81.
No, this is not the handling I practiced with.
The lap was a 1:58.57. The lap was a 1:58.72.
I just saw Henry already drifting.
Yeah, give them a couple of laps more.
Mm.
The lap was a 1:59.30.
Quite sure I can see them pulling away a bit on the straights. If they are running less rear wing, then they will not survive.
Especially not the guy ahead of you.
Yep.
That was a 1:59.66.
I wouldn't drive a balance like that even in a 15-minute GT Pro race. Either way, it might be difficult to overtake with less wing. Or maybe less top speed, I mean.
It's power sliding, man.
Car right. Clear right.
Oh no.
Stay between the lines, please, Ricardo.
Okay, we are wasting time now. Is he lagging or am I lagging?
Okay, based on the data, you can send it next corner. You're better on brakes. Send it
Car
next
right.
corner.
Still there. Right side's clear.
Data driven. Yes.
I told you.
You should quit
Best
driving
engineer.
and yeah, become engineer. Okay, let's catch these pro drivers now.
Be careful on this drunk driver in front.
Thank you, sir.
That was a 2,
On your right.
0,
Clear right.
2, 6.
Your lap times are increasing. Come on, get back on it.
What the hell did I just see? The thriller car completely straight lined the maggot speckles. What?
Really?
That was a 2, 0, 0.47.
Missing apexes by 2 meters. I need a car that has the steering wheel in the middle. So it looks like our biggest competition today is Michi Hoyer.
Right side. Hold your line. Clear right.
If Michi had an engineer with real data like Erhan, then he would be long past.
The lap was a 2:00.31.
Where's the other flag? Oho. Haven't seen a teleporting car in a while. I hope he doesn't decide to teleport into my car next time.
The lap was a 2:00.51.
They are missing the apex even more than me. This is the longest I've practiced the stint. Let's see what the car does past this point. Should be stable.
The lap was a 2:00.25.
I mean, he doesn't seem quicker than the guy behind him.
Really?
The lap was
Okay,
a
Ricardo, that's good
2:00.3.
consistency. Keep it up.
Timothée is keeping the same setup, same low rear wing alive, like Henry didn't, then he just must be punishing the fronts more, so they have to go at some point.
The lap was a 2:00.28.
He's lagging. I'm used to driving in the pro splits where nobody lags anymore. Still have half of the stint to go and my advantage on tires keeps increasing, so I have nowhere to hurry. Especially if the leader is right here.
The
How high
lap
is
was
he
a
catching up with it?
2:00.57.
He's even wiggling on power. His lines are good, but the balance is... Mitchell seems to have decent balance, but he's just keeps making mistakes.
Stop flexing, just try focus on your lines.
Okay, Ricardo, you've got half your fuel left.
Where Hany is right. I should try to scare him to get him off Mitch's draft.
That was a 2:00.80.
Do a fake dive when closer, yeah, something like that.
The lap was a 2:00.58. was a 2:00.52.
Lap times are pretty consistent.
Boring. Who else is in Mitch's car?
David.
Which one? Project or Junt or?
The lap was a 2:00.42.
There's a third one.
I don't know.
Car right. Clear right.
Did he let you go?
No, but
On your right. Hold your line. Right
What?
side's clear.
No! Man.
drilled once again.
Alright, Ricardo, the next car is Milan.
This is stupid.
Now the car is bent. What a retard, man. He pushed me on the straight even before I started turning.
Oh, I'm so late in stream. Let refresh. Okay, Bono, bit now, bitbox.
I will drive the stint to the finish, but yeah, we have to repair the car.
Let me get into the car to crash everyone.
No. Go to bed. Enough crashes in this field.
Yeah, no worries, man.
That was a 2:09.15.
Are there any life penalties?
No.
I mean, if we can repair the car during the tire change, we can still win it, I guess.
Maybe, but I don't. So it depends how many seconds we're gonna lose. What What kind of damage do you have now?
Well, it still only shows dark blue left front and light blue left rear, but now it's bent.
When the cars connect like that, there is nothing he can do.
Of course you can. He didn't. He kept his line and kept pushing.
Yeah, he should have left more room, but that comes with experience.
Or maybe just accept you got overtaken.
Yeah.
The lap was a 2:00.75.
Man, I was being so safe for so long time. What's my payback?
Payback is people know you are not aggressive. Be like me. Be like Alan.
No. In GT Pro, okay, but in a 3-hour race, man.
Your car is fine.
I would be 3 or 4 tenths faster if it wasn't for the damage. Eight laps to
That was
go.
a 2:00.71.
You're still on pace.
was a 2:00.41.
Okay, Ricardo. Lap times are pretty consistent.
That was a 2:00.62. The lap was a 2:00.53.
You are selected. My last memory of a suspension damage repair is from Le Mans. I think they made them quite short there, so now that we only have one corner blue, I think it should be okay.
not very long repair. It's definitely necessary, I feel.
Okay, Ricardo, 10 minutes of fuel remaining.
Four laps.
That was a 2:00.49. The lap was a 2:00.46.
This is a podium, easy.
Yes. If we get the car fixed.
I should be better than this.
Feels like the front left suspension stiffness is -5.
Williams' car is very slow, very surprisingly.
Let's see how better goes.
Careful.
The car behind's pitting.
That was a
Good consistency. Keep 'em coming.
0.77.
Okay, Ricardo, we estimate you've got 5 minutes of fuel remaining. Car right. Right side's clear.
Next lap is last lap.
The leader's pitting now. Car right, clear right. Okay, Ricardo, there's a car exiting the pits, heads up.
The lap was a 2:01.47.
We're running on fumes, mate. Come into the pits at the end of this lap. Box this lap.
Hany ready?
I'm here.
Okay, pit stop requested. We expect to exit the pits in position 12. Just behind is Sozo. Car left. Clear left. The leader is pitting now. Box in 310 meters. Box in 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Box now. Milan is now in the lead. The car
What's the
behind
normal
is pitting.
stop?
What did I write? 56 or something? Yeah, it costs us a bit. It looks like it costs us roughly the same that it would. But I think you might come in front of Cynic or maybe even Stefankos, so you can still catch. It's okay. I think it's worth it since we have 2 hours to go.
Okay.
And I have 1 cut.
Right now.
You can do it, man. I'll be off for like 15 minutes and then I'll be back.
Sure.
Souza
it's
behind is pitting now.
8 seconds of repair.
We're done. Go, go.
I think 8 seconds was exactly the gap to Stefankos, so should be good. Oh, not good. 30 stint. No, Jonas, I haven't seen GT Challenge. Yeah, Alistar at the stop, which is 1 hour break. You can expect all the exercises. Okay, let me put. Whose stream do we put?
Nice, you now should have good tire temperatures and pull away.
Let's host
Good
Michi
job
instead.
keeping that was tight, I saw it. He got a cut, by the way.
Okay.
Nah, I'll put the official stream. Let's see the incident from replay.
And the race direction obviously won't be removing that because it doesn't really matter if you get made the best use of replay here.
That's get past.
I don't know if it was just my eyes, but I thought I saw a car off the track back there. But look how close that is. Risto Kappet touching the rear of Andonovski. I don't think he could have gone closer through there. Don't want to damage the front end of your car because that front end downforce is going to be really important. But here's a replay. And yeah, I thought I saw him go up. Yeah, that's
because that looked a bit weird. He just.
Yeah, I was wondering why there was a Bentley just off to one side while we saw that battle. But yeah, Andonovski is still holding off Kappet for now. But Kappet, he's clearly got the pace to keep up. He just needs to get the opportunity to take that second place. And you can see this is helping Hoyer just build up a gap again. That's over a second now. However, this gap is just 3/10 as they head through towards Village now. Kappet, he might try and leave it until Brooklands because he's really close right now. It all depends on the exit, and he's going to send it down the inside. And if he pulls that off as they head onto the straight, they're still really close. Andonovski still could try and get that slipstream and retake that position because look how close they are. Just under a 1/10 of a second now. It's going to be Kappet taking a defensive inside line. Andonovski squeezing him all the way over.
Oh, what?
Kappet pulling it to the right, I think. I would call that a racing incident. I don't think Kappet realised that he was being squeezed so much and he just tried to pull over slightly too early.
We'll probably get a replay of that one.
Yeah,
So that happened in a couple of seconds for us to really make a decision.
That's a really awkward one when obviously the front and rear of a car touch. Generally, one of them will end up spinning, and that is very unfortunate indeed. And obviously they're right on the limit of the car there, getting towards that part of the track. So yeah, probably need to see a replay of that. But that
I should have gone
is not
straight.
ideal for Kappet, but I think he actually avoided any sort of major damage because he didn't really hit the wall as such. He sort of more brushed it, so I think he might be okay. But obviously he's now down in
triple
fourth place, and he's going to have quite a few seconds to catch up. So he's going to come to the right, just as he comes over the sector 2 line. Exactly, that is 9.9 seconds off the lead now. So here it is, down the inside. So he's going to come to the right a little.
Two stubborn drivers.
And
Crap.
Yeah, that was Timo also went slightly to the left, but I would say that's Kappet more coming back to the right. So I don't know what the exact wording of the rules is in that situation, but
Yeah.
With
Stefanko for Wanako and Williams Esport BenQ have worked their way up slowly. Everyone's talking about the Corvettes, but there's now 2 BMWs on the podium.
Yeah, the pit lane here's a weird one because you chop out that final left and right, and then you slow down.
Okay.
And then you get spat out the
Let's
pit
have a
lane
break.
again in the middle of turn 2. So you don't actually lose as much time as it would otherwise appear, as now Stefanko and Juba clearing lap traffic here on the run down towards Cops.
And cameraman Ruben Correa Alves has just said that he thinks the RHE car had a tiny bit of damage repairs, which probably added a couple of seconds to their pit stop as well. So that could have been something to do with it as well. So they are down in 5th place. So to be honest, considering having a big spin down in 5th place isn't too bad. And they are only 17 seconds off the lead. So still all to play for, as obviously we've still got an hour and 50 minutes to go in this race. And another pit stop at least. So plenty of time for them to work something into the strategy to try and get them up. So we're now looking at the back of Zuba and Stefanko as they battle now for this 3rd place.
Yeah, I think Juba, we'll see whether he can just try and gain at that time. Look how close he is here through Vale into Club. He definitely is keeping up with Stefanko. Can he return to those podium positions is what he'll be trying to find out in the next few laps. He's had a decent exit. You can see he's staying roughly the same distance behind, actually closing up as we head through Farm Curve now. He's still very close. Could we see some kind of dive through the village turn section?
Let's mute.
That could be quite
Hany's
interesting because we
bleeding.
saw that just a few laps ago, and in the top right you can see Mathieu the Crow. However, it looks like Juba is going to stay behind just for now.
Okay, see you in
The end of top
15
right,
minutes.
Got the Crow moving to the left-hand side of the P18 car of Andre Muscala. Getting very close there.
Yeah, so the battles are still going up and down the field, which is always great to see. And obviously with De Krop, he's obviously coming now behind the other Muscala brother with Andre as well. So he might have an opportunity there to get on a driver who's not necessarily up to pace yet. Obviously they will be able to, drivers jumping in, unlike real life, they will actually be able to drive the car obviously in, you know, single player or practice server, something like that. So they won't be completely rusty. But either way, he is now trying to get up to speed, but so is James Zuba there on the back of Stefanko. Is now De Krop up the inside of the final corner. That's not always where you want to see an overtake, as we saw earlier with Kubic and Costa. That ended up with Costa spinning around, so that's not where you want to have an accident at all. As De Krop flashes there to try and maybe put Muscala off. Is he now going to dive down the inside of turn 3? That's really late on the brakes. Can he get that stop for the apex? Yes, he just about can, so that's really good there. Really good driving from De Krop as he now gets past finally into turn 4 as well. So Muscala's going to have to try and come back with the slipstream down into Brooklands.
Yeah, that was a good move from De Krop. He's going to have to hold on to it for now, though. And you can see in the background as well, Plava on Larito. Can he get that position? They are very, very close, but he's just about held onto it through Brooklands into Luffield.
And Yujit FA Keskan's race goes from bad to worse. Had to disconnect and come back into the race after the lap 1 incidents. He's now got a drive-through penalty for track limits.
I'm not surprised by the amount of penalties that we're seeing, but in some ways I am as well, because if you know you've only got 2 cuts, surely you'd be wanting to try and be as safe as possible. So now we're going to see this replay of De Krop gaining about a car length and a half, maybe a little bit more on the brakes there. Really good from De Krop in that Bentley to get past for One Move Esports. And you see there's a little bit of damage there on the front right of the Muscala, Scuderia Muscala car as well, actually. So yeah, not totally clean for them this race. Obviously they had that spin earlier with Mark Veit, I think it was.
David Nichols there just getting a penalty, but that BMW looked much too heavy to successfully pull off that braking and get it turned in. But of course, the GT3 monsters being what they are, nothing like the real life car, especially with that Bentley. But now we've got Grabenk and Alessandro Silva Can Grabenk in that Trojan Donut Automotive Porsche, one of the 3 Porsches we have today, hold off Silver in the HM Engineering, having a look down the inside into Club. That was very close. And yeah, I think Silver did the right thing there, just backing off slightly, because that could have been quite the collision.
Once again, you don't want to go side by side in that final kink. That is, yeah, just an accident waiting to happen, especially with the massive sausage curb on the inside, because what generally happens is the person on the inside gets scared, they do a lot of right hand down to get over the curb, and then obviously they hit the sausage curb and it just pushes them. So fortunately we haven't seen too many people go there, and Silver backed out, which is good to see that people are thinking of self-preservation as well. As we have mentioned, you know, it is a 3-hour race and you need to get to the end. That is the saying. If you to finish first you have to finish. So that is very true for some of these drivers. Obviously, with it being a 3-hour race, you've got to make sure that in each of those 3 hours you're having a clean stint.
You can see here, Juba is still quite close to Stefanko. He just hasn't found the opportunity to get past. At this point, I think he's just waiting for that BMW to make a mistake, which is looking unlikely at the moment. Whether you never know when that can happen. Yeah, the Pin Sim car getting very close. There's yellows in Sector 2. Not entirely sure why that is, but on the exit, yeah, Zuba just hasn't got that opportunity that he needs to try and get past the BMW.
Yeah, he's not got quite enough speed just yet, but Stefanko is in really good form at the moment. He's doing a lot of competitions on a lot of different sims at the moment, because Williams Esport are just, you know, entering so many different competitions now, so it's great to see them here in GT3 Endurance as well. But he's driving a lot of things, but he's been at the top level in all of them. He's, to be honest, I would say right now he's probably one of like the top 5 guys at the moment that there is, because he's just been so good across multiple different platforms, still being at the top. So Zuba trying to get past him here on the brakes is going to be very difficult for him to complete it, because Stefanko's going to hold it around the outside. But it's certainly been quite a good defense so far from Stefanko, who gets it on the exit as well. So Zuba's going to have to do a really good job to get past a driver such as Stefanko. Obviously, Stefanko's been in that car already for an hour and a bit now, so he knows exactly what's going on. And Zuba still trying to probably get in that rhythm a little bit.
Now on board with David Yunt, chasing down Cameron Sansano. Nice and tidy on the exit of Cops. A little bit of battle damage on the front of that Aston Martin. Ooh, bit tail happy from the Porsche through the first part of Maggots. Tries to get it all settled for Beckett. It's not going to help him and his rear tyres. But there we go, David Yunt with a much better exit coming through Chapel onto the Hanger Straight. Might be able to get the slipstream down Hanger Straight towards Stowe. Goes for the inside. Sansano doesn't chop across to defend, but I don't think he's got enough unless he's got brakes from outer space. Nope. But he's managed to force Sansano a tiny bit wide. Still can't get past.
No, it's still very close, of course. Yunt replacing Viets, I believe, in this Corvette. And he did have a better run, but now we've got Zuba. He had a look at Cops last time, and you can see he's backed out of it there, but he's got quite a good run as we head through Maggots and Beckett's now. If he can get a good run out of Chapel onto the Hanger Straight, it could really benefit him there, as it's quite slippery on those back tyres. Through Beckett's now towards Chapel. Can he get the exit that he needs to try and make a move into Stowe? It's not looking too bad. That gap is going down as he pulls into the slipstream. You can see in the bottom right, it's absolutely collapsing now. Stefanko looking like he's going to try and stick it around the outside, and Zuba going to hold his position then. Not try and make a move for it just yet. Could we see an attempt into Vale? Is he having a look down the inside? He does have a little sniff, but he's going to back down once again.
And it's not just this battle that we have to look out for, because Milan is now under a second to Mrocek, so he's closing in as well. So this is looking like we got a good couple of battles here in the top 4. At least that one will be coming very shortly. But Zuba's still on the back of Stefanko, and it does seem he's got the pace advantage, because he has not dropped off one bit since he unfortunately had that drive-through penalty for the cut tracks. He's now down the inside of turn 4. He's going to try and make Stefanko think about it at least, which could always put him off now coming out onto the back straight, the Wellington straight down to Brooklands. But it doesn't seem to be quite close enough. So he's got the speed, but he hasn't got that little bit extra that he needs to try and make this overtake work. And all the time, we got Al Sabdi just a little bit behind them and ready to make up any mistakes that happen.
Yeah, the R8G Esports in 5th, and we're going to get a replay here, and this was the Corvette against that Speedy Mike car of David Yunt there. He sent it down the inside into Brooklands, and I think he managed to make it stick as they went through Luffield. You can see just a bit slidey there on the outside was the Speedy Mike car, and that's given the green Corvette the position. But back up to Stefanko and Zuba now, over the sausage curb a little bit there in the Corvette. That BMW driver of Stefanko is still holding out very well, and the gap's a bit bigger than it was last time on the exit, and it doesn't look like this is going to be the opportunity for Zuba to take that position.
Yeah, we were talking about Stefanko potentially making a mistake, but I don't think mistake and Martin Stefanko go in the same sentence, because I've never seen him make one. As we see Dennis Jordan of Evolution Motorsports chasing down Iros Mashuli in the Pescara, both in the big boy M6s. Seems. Oh, hang on. Who's that going right off? Is that Matthew de Krop? Going for a bit of a joker lap through Stowe? Was that for getting out the way of lap traffic, or was that for position? I don't know.
I think that was just getting out of the way of traffic, because the Crow's currently in 18th position. This is the last of the 7th, yeah.
Yeah, it's quite an extreme way of going about it, but if it works. I mean, they have 4 corners to get out of the way, so just find a safe space and maybe lift off on a straight or something like that, or lift it a bit early into a corner. But when you've got 2 cars this close together battling, then it's going to be pretty close, as they've got another lapped car ahead of them. This might help Jordan a little bit. The saying goes that traffic giveth, traffic taketh, but there we go, the Corvette just moving out the way and lifting to let them both through.
Jordan's looking fairly nice here for Evolution Motorsports. Obviously, Leon Bock started that car, so potentially not their fastest driver starting the car, because you'd expect Jordan to be a little bit quicker than Leon Bock. But now that he's in the car, he's obviously trying to make that time up, which is a bit of an alternate strategy as such, to put maybe a slightly faster driver in a different part of the race to try and get them in a better position. Mashuli's done a very, I'd say, a solid job so far in that 7th place. Hasn't really done too many mistakes or anything, but he's just done a solid job to keep that. So it'd be good job for Jordan to get past here. But as I said, Eros is doing pretty well so far as they now come out onto the back straight. So he got a move just ahead of Al Sabdi. So James Zuba now is at least trying to look, although I think it's actually some lap traffic trying to get out of the way as well. So that can always get involved in some of these battles. But Jordan not quite close enough to make the move just yet, although he gets very close on the apex. Eros going for a little bit of a slower in, faster out sort of driving style, at least for that corner.
Yeah, the 2 BMW drivers battling out here. Mashuli, yeah, he's done a really good job, but he's still holding on to that position. Now you can see in the top right, Stefanko and Juba. Juba getting quite close to the rear there. However, Stefanko still holding that position. Yeah, Juba just can't get that opportunity to go past. Stefanko's doing a brilliant job in the Williams car, just holding him off for now. As we head back down to to Jordan and Mashuli on the exit of the loop through Aintree onto the Wellington straight. Is it going to be a good exit? No, Jordan's slightly slower off the exit. With the slipstream, he's going to gain time, but as we head through to Brooklands, it's not going to be enough to make that move. And you can see now, this is Mascala and Silva behind him, followed by Pimenta. This is quite a close battle. You've got the Flying Goat Mercedes just ahead. I think that's a lapped car, not entirely sure, but Mascala is now leading these guys. Yeah, so that Mercedes is getting lapped, and you can see the BMW there of Pimenta trying to find a way past Silver. Not going to get in that position, but these guys are really close. Just half a second separating the three of them.
And on a side note, the headlights of that Mercedes look so good. As it comes towards you, they've got this really nice glow to them. But unfortunately, yeah, Anthony Maras in that car, 34th position, 2 laps down. And obviously, obviously a lap down for these guys, just behind or 2 laps I should say, just behind these guys, because these guys are still on the lead lap as well. Lead lap all the way to lap 23 is now Silver's trying to do something about Muscala coming into turn 3. But the lap traffic really should be going out the way. Now Silver dives it down the inside of turn number 4. That could be a bit of contact there on the exit, which it just has been. So now side by side through turn number 5, which is more of a kink. And that could be a little bit awkward on the outside as Muscala goes all over the runoff there. And actually gets overtaken now by, Pimenta getting past there into 22nd place. So Muscala lost 2 positions there in the space of 2 corners. And I don't think he'll be too happy with that.
No, that was interesting. Muscala didn't seem to have too much of an issue through turn 5, but then suddenly he was on the runoff, so maybe he had a bit of snap oversteer or something, because he lost a lot of speed, and you can see Pimenta absolutely blast past him on the straight. And Pimenta's now going to be looking to get past Silver as well. You can see not far behind at all as they head towards Maggots, followed by Beckett's. That P21 car going to try and hold it. Let's see whether he can or not.
We've also had a change. Stefan goes down into 5th, Zuba up to 3rd, and El Sabti past him as well. So need to work out how that has happened. So Zuba back onto the podium as we see Jordan now still 3 tenths behind and trying to get himself past Mashuli, but it's a little bit difficult at the moment because he doesn't quite have that pace advantage. So potentially a mistake is what needs to happen, and potentially that is what's happened for Stefanko as well, because Zubin was struggling a little bit, but Al-Sabti's all over the back of Zubin as well now for 3rd place. There are a couple of battles going on here as we get to this back straight. And
Jordan's managed to catch it up a bit, but I don't think he's got enough on the hangers. Oh, maybe. Well, this is going to be close. He's going to have to go to the outside here. Jordan on the brakes. No, that's not going to work.
Yeah, it's too deep, which is the main reason why you can't really go around the outside of that corner. But we're going to see a replay here. Firstly, this is Andrea Muscala on the outside. He's going to get on that curb. Oh, a bit of contact actually from Pimenta, which is what sent him out onto the Astro and onto the grass. Flashing there a little bit as he went past, so not ideal for him. As Jordan's still trying to get past, but can't really do too much just yet. He's really trying. He's been about 3 tenths behind for quite a few laps now, but he needs to try and work something maybe with the cars ahead. Obviously, they're now just catching up to Hemmingson in the 77 Pinsim Drillers Esports car as well. So maybe some opportunities will lie ahead, but he's struggling just now to get past for that 7th position.
Yeah, also with Stefanko, I think it was just a few laps ago or before he dropped down the positions that we said mistaken. Martin Stefanko couldn't go in the same sentence.
If it was a mistake.
Yeah, it'll be interesting to see what did happen there. And,
might have been a lag spike or something.
We might just be about to, yeah, so we're running on board now as he heads through Beckett's, and it looks like maybe some contact to the rear. Oh no, he's ridden over the curb and Chapel onto the grass. So yeah.
Aiden, you did that. You just said Stefanko doesn't make mistakes.
I did nothing.
And he then goes and makes a mistake. And that has given the opportunity for Al-Sabti now to potentially come back onto the podium as well, because Zuba, he's all over the back of Zuba now, coming to the hangers straight, but he's now round the outside. We've seen this hasn't really worked. Tiny bit of contact there as you get to the braking zone. He's going to hold it around the outside. He's got a tiny bit ahead, but there's going to be a bit of contact.
No,
and Zuba's going round. Zuba's going round in number 78, and he's going to get passed by Stefanko as well. And is his teammate? No, his teammate's too far behind. So that is now down another 2 places for the 78. And Drillers really struggling here. They were 1 and 4. They're even 1 and 3 at one point, and now they're 5th and 6th.
Zuba's not going to be happy about that because he'd just gotten past Stefanko, and he's back behind him once again.
He did I don't know
he's
if you
gonna have
did
to
leave him room
try
or
and
something.
retake that position, but I think he might have slightly overcooked it into Stowe there because it didn't seem to be heavy contact. So I think it might have just been him sending it round by accident. But now we have Jordan and Masculi. It's not a great exit for Masculi there, but as they head through the right-hander towards the loop now, having a look to get a later apex here, try and get a better exit onto the straight, heading through Aintree. We've got the Speedy Mike Porsche in the way of these drivers. He'll hopefully get out of the way. Yes, he will. Now, Jordan just a tenth of a second behind. A good amount of speed as they head towards Brooklands now. Round the outside he goes. Can he get that position? They're side by side into Luffield. It's going to be the inside line for Jordan, and he's going to hold off Masculi, but they're still going to be side by side on the exit.
Jordan's got the better exit here. He's managed to keep it just ahead coming through Woodcut. Depends on what Masculi's going to try. He's not going to try and attempt into Cop, so he's probably going to try and launch it into Stowe, but I think Jordan might just have enough to pull away here.
Yeah, nice move there by Jordan. Set him up really well. Had the inside there for that Luffield corner, which meant he could get the exit. So very good job indeed. He sat there for quite a few laps, really. He sat there pretty much since the start of this stint, which is obviously 30 minutes ago now. So he's been very patient. It's finally worked, and he's got the job done nice and cleanly, which obviously can't be said for a number of other drivers in this race. Unfortunately, there has been quite a few contacts with overtaking moves, which we don't really want to see, but Jordan there getting past nice and cleanly. And we've got a replay here. Oh, a nice little slow-mo. So I think Zuber was already actually backing it in a little bit before the contact, and then obviously the contact didn't help his situation. And Al-Sabti got past there for third place. But it couldn't really actually see from that angle specifically, but maybe that was a little bit more on Zuber's own doing.
Yeah, I think it's too hard to tell from that angle, but yeah, Jordan now is pulling away from Masculi a bit. That gap almost up to a second through the braking zone, but this is where he set up that overtake into the loop. He made sure to get that later apex and just smash it onto the straight. Carried loads of speed. Yellow flags in sector 1, but we're going to go down to Silver and Muscala now.
Yeah, these guys for this 20th position or so, I've been absolutely loving life this race. There's been loads of them. Unfortunately, they've now been lapped, this group of cars. Well, we've got this little group of 3 McLaren 720Ss, all coming up towards this final, or to start this final sector. And it looks like got Muscala actually getting passed here by Rory McDuff, who is 1 lap down on these 2 cars, 2 laps down overall, trying to get past and unlap himself and get himself back into contention. Obviously, he's 33rd right now, trying to get past the 23rd car. And this is always a little bit of an awkward situation because unlapping yourself can be such a dangerous situation because Muscala is obviously trying to focus on Silver. He doesn't want to let a car get ahead of him, but at the same time, McDuff doesn't want to be held up and he wants to try and catch the cars ahead of him.
Oh, nice.
Ooh.
Ruben showing off again.
Yeah, maybe, actually, that was quite a good one. I think Al-Sabti maybe came in just the tiniest bit and he pinched down on the front end of Zuber. And obviously when someone's front end hits the sort of the middle part of the car, that obviously puts the rotation onto the car on the inside. So yeah, maybe that was a little bit more of Al-Sabti's fault than it first looked like, but such close racing. They were giving each other barely enough space, very tight all the way down the straight, and that was always going to happen, unfortunately. Yeah, maybe
he understood.
Al-Sabti was a little bit at fault for that as well.
Yeah, Al-Sabti did have a bit of a slide going on through there, and I think that meant he cut back slightly too early, and I actually think it was the contact that sent him round. However, they were racing so closely, it definitely wasn't malicious or anything like that. I think that could be called a racing incident.
Yeah, certainly, indeed. I don't know about you, but I haven't seen any live penalties yet, so maybe we'll be seeing the penalties after the race potentially, because obviously teams can submit their protests, and in the reviews, the stewards will go over those and potentially give some penalties, so we'll have to look out for that in the, I guess, the next week or so after this event. And then before the next race, in 4 weeks' time, we'll head to the 3 hours of the Nordschleife as well. So quite a big event of the season, one of the more major tracks on the GT3 calendar. It's already the second race of the season in 4 weeks' time, so I'm sure in those next 4 weeks we'll see those potential penalties come in as well, which could obviously affect their race next time with either a drive-through penalty or such like that.
Depends which Nordschleife we're using, because if we're using the one with the really short pit lane, drive-through is not really going to do anything. So if we're using the Grand Prix circuit, then that's really going to hammer a penalty in.
Maybe a penalty should be to do an extra loop of the GP track. That'd be quite a large penalty for those drivers. But yeah, maybe Sean can give us some early info. But I do believe we're going to be using a GP track variant, whether that is the full 24H or combined, or even just using the sprint part of the GP track. We will see, because obviously that pit lane is a lot nicer. Using just the Nordschleife for pit lane is a little bit tight and awkward, especially as we got I think 39 cars in total in this championship.
Use the tourist version.
And
or just a sprint course.
Leave the track. Yeah. But yeah, look at this. We've got Provost right behind Sansano. In fact, he's flashing, trying to get past that speedy Mike car as they head towards Stowe now. Will the Bentley make a move? He's going to have a look down the inside of the Porsche. Under braking, he's really got his nose in. He's spun. They've both spun. And that is not good news. And has Provost hit the barrier? I mean, Sansano's got going quite quickly, but Provost, he went really far off. There's a lot of gravel there, though, and I think he just about avoided contact with any walls.
And De Kropp's got past both of them, so that isn't very good. But I'd love to see a replay of that one, because I think that was a mixture of one going too deep and one turning in a little bit, because they both spun, so they were both right on the limit of the cars and right on the limit of the weight transfer as they were making that contact. There wasn't one car that was more stable, obviously. So let's see, as you go down the inside. Yeah,
was there a bit of rubber banding going into that? Because it looked like it.
That could just be the replay. But yeah, maybe some, because Provost didn't really come too far away from the apex, so yeah, but he was diving it a little bit, and Sansano wasn't leaving a million miles of space, so maybe that one will come down to towards a racing incident as well. But yeah, they're both certainly sending it into that corner, and they've come out of it in the same order, just both losing one position to De Kropp.
And this battle has been boiling away at the top for quite a while now. Milan quite close behind Rojek. They've been under a second behind. Milan's been under a second behind the lead car for quite a while now. So he's trying to
18 viewers waiting for me.
Because it's not going to be easy trying to take the lead of this race.
Let's see some
we're
fun
past
clips.
halfway now. We've got 1 hour 23 minutes remaining.
Okay, based on the data, you can send it. You're better on brakes. Send it next corner.
Still there.
That was the best. Data driven. Yes. Yes. Back.
But as we come up, one will no.
A potential move into Vel. We've seen a couple of drivers have a go at that, but we've also seen some contact when people have done similar things, such as earlier on in the race. As they head through Vel now, I think he's going to back out for this lap.
Yeah, Milan's just biding his time, I think. It's what he's done the whole race, and has pretty much been gifted onto second place, obviously starting down in 5th. So he's pretty much been gifted this position, and it seems that Mrocek doesn't quite maybe have the speed
Esports.
that's
12
Hoya
seconds.
had, at least in relative terms. He's still
can
doing
do
some
12
pretty decent
seconds,
lap
yes.
times, because Milan is now
Half
caught
a
up,
second
whereas he was
reduction
struggling
faster.
a little bit to catch
Yes.
up to Hoyer. But Milan's certainly looking very good, and how they do this final pit stop in about 20 minutes time could be quite crucial.
Yes.
Because if you can go maybe a little bit deeper, or maybe not change tyres, or do something to save time in your pit stop, that could be quite crucial. Or simply just getting the undercut. Because as we mentioned, the pace drop off can be even up to 3 or 4 seconds over the stint. So if you can do your outlap and gain those couple of seconds by putting on fresh tyres, even just for
This is good.
your outlap, that could be very beneficial in how this race is going to be decided as they get past some lap traffic there, coming into Copse Corner. But yeah, Milan doesn't look like he's rushing this. He's definitely taking his time and just trying to do the right thing.
Yeah, and at this point in the race, there's going to be a lot of lap traffic. The whole field has spread out now. We've had an hour and 40 minutes of racing. And yeah, you can see how there's different battles across the track, such as the gap between 10th and 9th, currently over 30 seconds. It's also still kind of dark due to that overcast nature, of course, using the live weather. So this is the same weather as it is at Silverstone right now. However, there's no rain as yet, and I don't think we're going to be seeing any rain for today, although you never know. It's been a drier race than the VEC race was anyway, we can say that much.
Well, this is UK weather. We can have 5 or 6 seasons in one night, so let me just check. I don't want the weather for Toronto today. Towster. Rain expected at 4 AM. So no, we're going to be fine.
Yeah, it's certainly looking very dark though. It was getting to points actually where you could actually see the headlights on the ground just overcoming the daylight as well. So it's very dull out there for these drivers, but doing pretty good. It would be nice to actually see a little sprinkling of rain maybe, but obviously we will have to wait and find out if that's going to happen. But yeah, for now Borja Milan is about 7 tenths behind, and 11 seconds behind him is Al-Sabti. So Al-Sabti's actually doing a bit quicker lap times. He's doing low 2 minutes when these guys are doing high, so he's about half a second a lap quicker at the moment. And then the guys behind them are into the 2-minute ones or even 2-minute twos. So these top three are really keeping the pace compared to the other drivers out there. And it seems to be the RHG car who is now starting to make some moves, but he's still got quite a way to go to catch up to these two leaders.
19 minutes.
Yeah, they've done a good job though to try and reclaim some of that time they lost earlier, but now it's Hemmingson in that Pinsim Drillers car, followed by Dennis Jordan. Jordan's pulled away from that ATP car of Mashuli, the Pescara car, and he's set his sights on P6. He could go for it relatively soon. That gap quite low. I think we're going to see another move at Stone. You can see in the top right there, there's Alice Plaver in P19. But yeah, this is Martin Hemmingson and Dennis Jordan now heading towards Maggots and Beckett. So you can see that BMW carrying a bit more speed along the straight out of Copse. So that straight line speed could be quite beneficial sooner. You can see in the top right as well, there's an Aston Martin racing Carato. Anyway, heading through Beckett's and Chapel onto the hangar straight. That gap is very close. We could see a move done before we even get to the braking zone or at the braking zone. Jordan moving to the outside of Hemmingson. They're going to be side by side. This is always a little bit risky because it's such a high-speed corner. And Hemmingson holding that inside line. It's still side by side. And I think Jordan might be defensive on the inside into Vale. It will be the inside line though for Hemmingson on the next part. And Hemmingson's just about defended that into Club. Jordan probably won't make a move there, and you can see, yeah, great defence there by Hemmingson to hold that 6th position.
I got scared there for a little bit when Jordan tried to go around the outside, but fair play to those two guys. They made it through safely, and have now worked their way up into turn number 2, into turn number 3. Is Dennis going to send it on the brakes, or I trust the fact that Martin's actually pretty good on the brakes today, and Jordan has been looking at the back of cars for pretty much the whole time he's been in this stint. They've obviously dropped Mashuli quite a bit as they get past the ground effect car there towards the back. But now they're working their way out onto the Wellington straight. But Jordan, once again, not quite close enough to make the move. Although right there on the brakes, he dived it right down there, gained a lot of the time under braking. And he's really putting Hemmingson under a bit of pressure here. as we now work our way out up to Woodcote Corner. And I think Jordan's going to be close enough, but he's just got to get the momentum correct, that he doesn't catch up too soon and doesn't lose out because of that as we get towards the hangar straight for another lap.
Yeah, Jordan there getting some really good sniffs of Hemingson's rear end, especially into Village. I don't think there was contact, but there can't have been more than a few millimeters in it, and you can see here now, could see a similar kind of event. He's gaining time through Beckett's. Actually, no, he's losing it. Ow, he's got a good exit there through Chapel, though. Not had the greatest acceleration, but the slipstream is what's going to help the BMW now. The Corvette, bigger gap than last time. I don't think we're going to see a similar move by Jordan this lap. He may have to wait it out, as under brakes he gets very close, and you can see both cars bumping over Stowe. And on the exit for now, just going to hold off, maybe try and make a move into Village, or even Luffield and Brooklands, that complex. But definitely through here, it's not worth the risk, as we've seen earlier. But this is going to be a replay of Fernando Garato on the back of that Aston Martin. And look at that,
Bang.
the Aston Martin just turned in on him there into the loop.
Oh,
and
okay.
Very interesting. I think the Aston Martin forgot to stop turning because he hit the rear end of Garato pretty badly there, because I saw him drop off the timing boards there. He's now in P28, and we're back on board with Jordan and Hemmingson just ahead of him. That Corvette doing a good job. He's doing a really good job defending. You got to give it to him. It's a gap of about half a second onto the Wellington straight, so I don't think he's going to get the opportunity to try and make a move just yet.
But we have seen that these Corvettes, well, I say these Corvettes, the Driller's Corvette in particular, seems to drop off around now. So we just need to see what Jordan can do with his tyres, and hopefully, well, at least from Jordan's point of view, not mine, get past Hemmingson and pull away before the pit stops to get that cushion needed for the final hour.
And we're swiftly coming up to that second round of pit stops as well. It's probably only another maybe 4 or 5 laps before we start seeing those guys come in. And that will be obviously quite crucial, because fuel lasts pretty much an hour. So if you are going to be, obviously you then have to account an extra couple of minutes for your pit stop time as well. But if they come in a bit before the hour, that could mean they have to just think about their fuel a little bit in that final stint, whereas some drivers might try and go a little bit further. But Dennis Jordan now trying to go round the outside once again. He hasn't quite got far enough alongside this time, but he's been given the space there, to be fair, by Martin Hemmingson. So now Jordan's going to have to do it on the brakes. Last time Hemmingson, though, broke very late, and once again he does so. So Jordan's going to have to do it at another part of the corner, and they'll get the switch back. Oh no, side by side in the final corner. We've seen how this can go if drivers don't give each other the space. So Jordan's going to be all over the inside curve, but they actually go side by side nicely there. Good job from the both of them to make sure they keep on going past. Now Jordan has been gifted that position a little bit, because Hemmingson was actually rather nice and left him the room. So good racing from both of those drivers, kept each other in the race and went side by side through one of the probably the hardest corner on the track to go side by side as well. So good job from both of them. Jordan up into 6th.
Well, Hemmingson really took the safer option out of the two, because if Jordan had vaulted that sausage curb on the inside, they both probably would have ended up in a wall. So that's probably the lesser of the two evils for Hemmingson on this occasion, but could easily pull it back.
Unfortunately, you can trust a driver such as Dennis Jordan to generally be smart enough to not clunk that sausage curb, but it is very easily done, because the mid to exit part of that corner, just as you come off the apex, is so tight. But they managed to do it, and I'm very pleased that they could, because that could have been, as you said, a huge accident for the both of them. But they're both still going. So now Drillers are dropped down another position, 5th and 7th now. It's quite hard to see, considering that they got that pole position as well.
Yeah, they were 1st and 4th, but yeah, as you said, 5th and 7th, it's not been the greatest race so far for them. Monaco did a good job. They're up from 5th into 2nd right now. So although Milan's dropped to just over a second behind Mrozek at this point, so Mrozek maybe picking up the pace, or maybe Milan losing a bit of time. I think it might be the former Mrozek slightly quicker, but this is the onboard from Dennis Jordan there, and you can see him riding over that sawtooth curve and down the inside into Vale. He just about had enough room. He hit the sausage curve though. He goes for the switchback here and through Club, and now a little bit of contact between the two of them. A lot of trust between them, and Jordan did well to pull that off.
Trust is the important word with that overtaking maneuver. They both gave each other the space just about that they needed, and they are obviously living to fight another day. But these guys are now 32 seconds off the lead, so the front few cars have pulled away quite a lot over the course of the previous hour and 48 minutes. So there's certainly a little bit of a pace difference between these guys at the front, and obviously the main part of these races are a little bit longer. 3 hours. It's starting to become more of an endurance.
How many laps to go?
Is you just got to keep that average pace going, keep the consistency going.
Copy.
And that is where obviously especially those top two cars being 10 seconds ahead now have really gained their time.
Yep, we are safe.
In fact, they are still the only 3 cars in the 2 minutes. In fact, last time Al Sabti did a 2 minute flat, 2 minute 0. So that is definitely the fastest out of everyone, especially everyone towards the top. So he's keeping that pace going, trying to close them down, but it is a very close battle between these guys on just the lap times. But now Mojek is catching up to these guys, Sansano and Alice Plaver for core team as well. So that can always influence one of these battles.
Yeah, and actually earlier that 8G car, the R8G car, it was 11 seconds I think ago. 11-second gap to P2 earlier, so he's definitely making up time, which is good. And yeah, we do have that Speedy Mike car. He's going to be hindered though because he's got to let that traffic through. I think that's P1 actually. So he's just going to have to back off. And he's now in the way of P2, so he's going to try and move out of the way as soon as possible. But that's not brilliant for the Monaco car. He's going to be losing a little bit of time there through the loop. And Mojrek flashing that Speedy Mike car to get past Milan even, to try and regain that time. He will have lost a little bit to Mojrek. In fact, not really. It's still about a second. If anything, he gained some. So not really gained or lost, I don't think, there for either of the cars. It could have been worse. It could have been better, depending on who you were.
The gap's still less than a second though, so yeah, it was around that when they caught up to that traffic. So I don't think Boya Milan has lost a lot of time. He's still hunting down that Corvette, as we now see a replay. Alice Plever firing up the inside of the Speedy Mike Porsche here. Oh, we could get a cigarette paper between the two of them there. That's a nice move.
That's how it was done. There's just enough space for both of them in that corner. So a few of these drivers are showing you can go side by side into that corner. Once again, he's diving down the inside of someone else just ahead. That's Provost in the undercover car, but he didn't make that work, and he's now going to have to let past David Mojek. So that splits up their battle, which is always the interesting fact with blue flags. And now Milan's going to have to try and get through him as well. So this has really split up that battle. And now Milan's going to get held up a little bit here in the final corner. They're going to have to go side by side with lap traffic. That is always an interesting situation now as Mojek tries to get up the inside of the undercover sim racing car, where he's now being held up just a little bit as well. Well, sometimes the traffic can obviously go both ways, but now Mojek puts it down the inside into turn number 3. But obviously traffic, you might be like, oh yeah, I'm losing time, but then Milan's probably going to lose time as well, depending on where he meets him, although it looks like Milan's actually been maybe lucky in getting him on a straight line. But that is just how the gaps between these drivers can yo-yo a little bit as the stint progresses.
Yeah, and it looks like Milan might be quite lucky here. I think he'll be able to navigate that Bentley as we go onto the national straight, just on the exit of Luffield here. Mojek ahead. That gap now 0.8 of a second. See, they're not really gaining or losing time, but now we go to Carlos Basto in the Ramada Motorsport BMW, just holding off Matthew Fennell in the Speedy Mite Porsche. This is the battle for P24. That BMW livery does look good though, I have to say, and that gap just over half a second on the exit there. Basto just holding him off for now. Bastard's last lap was a 2:03.5. He's actually quicker than Matthew Fennell, who did a 2:04.8. This is Barkley and Slobodjian. Slobodjian in 11th place in that Volante racing car, and Anito Velox in P10. That gap quite close now. We'll see if a move is set up through the loop as they head through Village there. Will it be a later apex for the Volante?
Go on, 5 laps.
Aston Martin.
Copy.
I don't know. I think.
It's time. It's time. Time to go fast. Yes. Yeah, Hany is on it.
Fuck off, you fucking moron.
Stop cursing.
No cussing club.
Good
Oh
job.
my god.
Nice driving.
I always fuck up the entry and
Yeah.
stuff with pit box. My simcube, my rim actually when I enter the pits, it scrolls down and up and changes stuff. So I have like a couple of seconds to change it to what I need it to be.
All car settings are the same that I left you.
Exactly the same. Didn't change anything.
Good job. Nice pass on that driller. Karma for them,
Yeah.
I guess. Although I watched the replay and it was my fault as well, but yeah, let's see. Tai.
Locking disabled.
That lap was a 3:06.78.
Pit exit's clear. Push. We need to get some heat into these brakes.
So they refueled less, I guess. Or what? Towards Eastport.
Don't know.
That was a 2.
How far ahead is he from you, Delta?
7.9.
You fueled much.
5.5.
No, the MP1.
$12, 13.
Yeah, he was 7 seconds ahead of me.
Left side, clear left.
That was a 1:59.15.
Car left, clear left.
The track is so nice and grippy.
Say again.
Lots of grip on the track.
Yes.
The lap was a 1:59.09.
Right side, clear right.
That was nice.
The lap was a 1:59.05.
Looks good, man.
That was a 1:59.35.
Left side. Clear left.
The lap was a 2:00.04.
Thank you.
On your left. Clear left. The lap was a 1:59.73. inside, clear left.
Thank you. Could have been worse. Check 9 seconds. I'm coming for you, Nico.
The lap was a 2:00.28. That was a 2:00.12.
Car right, clear right. Car left, clear left.
was a 2:00.34.
All right, Ricardo, that's good consistency. Keep it up.
Yes. My maggot Speckets is superior.
The lap was a 2:00.08.
Please fly out of my way as well.
Car left. Still there. Clear left.
The lap was a 2:00.42.
Car right. Clear right.
showtime.
The lap was a 2:00.53.
Somebody has destroyed the 100-meter board. So I missed my braking. By a lot.
Slow car in sector 2.
Does he mean Nico?
Code 80 in 10 seconds. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Code 80 enforced.
Why? We have too much fuel anyway. Let's bring out full safety car. Now it's time to make the shortest distance.
P2 is pretty much guaranteed, but P1 is a bit far away.
Yeah, I was hoping maybe they have to save a lot to make it to the end, but not anymore.
Yeah.
I think it's not allowed to overtake during code 80, no?
No, it's not allowed.
Even lapped cars.
Or Nico.
Come back to green in 10 seconds.
That was a 3:02.66.
5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Green flag.
Car left, clear left. Left side, clear left.
Understeer. The rears cooled off too much. What?
Oops. He's gone.
That was a 2:08.37.
Rest in peace, Nicolina.
Milan is now retired.
Sucks.
Yeah, but it's been happening to him for years. I would move houses or move country or something.
Move continents.
Yeah.
Acknowledged. Pit stop requested. You've got half your fuel left.
Flying goat.
Left side. Clear left. Pit stop cancelled.
The lap was a 2:00.48.
That's good consistency. Keep it up. Left side, clear left.
The lap was a 2:00.33.
That's 20 minutes to go.
User disconnected from your channel.
now that the pressure is off, I feel like I'm falling asleep. Oof. Didn't have my 8 hours of sleep today either. I wouldn't let this happen if there was a prize at stake.
That was a 2:00.32. That was a 2:00.25.
Okay, Ricardo, 15 minutes left. That's 15 minutes.
That was a 2:00.20.
User in your channel timed out.
I'm really trying too much Hany's lap times.
The lap was a 2:00.18.
Your lap times are improving.
The lap was a 2:00.21.
10 minutes to go. That's 10 minutes left.
The lap was a 2:00.11.
If there was no traffic, I could keep doing this forever. That's pretty good. Slowly learning to drive feels good. Come on, 2 minutes flat.
That was a 2:00.11.
Move.
Car left.
Lost time,
Clear
lost
left.
time. Lost time for both of us.
That's 5 minutes to go. Come on, keep it together. We'll be on the podium here.
The lap was a 2:00.89.
Got 10 minutes of fuel remaining.
lap was a 2:00.
Just 2 minutes left, 2 minutes to go. Okay, Ricardo, it's starting to drizzle.
Uh-huh. Let's have a few laps more, please.
Last lap, looking good for a podium.
0.51.
This is like multi-class racing. Slower cars and much slower cars.
On your right, right side's clear.
These guys are having their own little fight, it seems.
On your left, clear left.
This guy really wants to send it, but too far.
5 minutes of fuel remaining, 5 minutes.
All right.
Well done, Ricardo. Great drive. That's a podium.
7 seconds over 3 hours. That's like 0 point nothing per lap. Too bad.
Car left.
Can
Clear
only
left.
blame myself for not being prepared enough for qualifying, and my first stint was quite a bit slower than my second. Plus the incident. 50-50 my mistake. The first lap wasn't though, that was crap. Oh well. Nothing lost, nothing gained. Cool race. Some extra kilometers of experience. Because I don't have enough.
but saved some fuel. The pit stop would have made no difference. 8 liters, 2 seconds maximum.
Car right side's clear.
Whoa.
Locking disabled.
And that's it. I guess. Yep. Well, what can I say? It's been a long race, nice race, fun race. Thank you for watching. Yeah. Next race is today is Saturday, I guess. So in 1 week we have the Eval race, and then after that GT Pro. Yeah, thanks for joining, and bye bye.
Attention grid, all non-essential personnel.